to not play. His leg just a little stiff, a little sore, and Ryan Anderson Stinger still a little weak in his shoulder. Hopefully we'll get him ready for Thursday.
Another slow start.
Very slow start.
Can you put your finger on what it was, and then what did you tweak or change to make things start picking up?
I didn't really tweak a whole lot. We just stuck with our plan, and we just executed a lot better. It's usually the case. We had some good hits in the running game. Rob Kelly finally got going, and line gave him some areas to run, and Kirk was efficient in the passing game. Had a big 3rd and 11 conversion there. But the opening drive, we have 3rd and 1. We have an illegal shift, which I still don't know what that was, but I guess we weren't set before we set the motion. That can't happen on 3rd and 1. And we ended up not getting it on 3rd and 6, took a big sack. And then defense gave up a 17-play drive. They converted a 3rd and 17 and a 3rd and 10 on that drive, and it's been an emphasis, but got to get off the field.
What's your level of concern with these continual slow starts?
Well, I'm a little concerned. I addressed it in the locker room over there. We just got to figure out something to do. Maybe eat a different pregame meal or something to change the first 15 up. But we'll get it right. I think the guys will come out with a little bit more energy, more urgency. Hopefully, come Philadelphia, they have to. We can't start like that in the NFL consistently and expect to win a lot of games.
Jay, on Doxson, the leg, is it hamstring stiffness? Is it the Achilles? What is it with his leg that's stiff?
It's the same issue, hamstring, groinish. He's kind of right around there, a little sore.
He wasn't going to play.
Pregame warm-up, he just felt a little sore. He went out and worked out pregame, so he's running, but I chose to keep him out. I didn't want to.
If it was a regular season game, would he have played?
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, is this team still trying to find an identity going into opening day? Is it still in search of one?
Well, I don't know if anybody truly has their identity set in the 3rd preseason game. I think that's something that's going to be ever changing, and we're going to try to establish that as the regular season goes on with some consistent play. That's what it's all about, playing consistent and starting a little bit faster, obviously. But I like the way we bounce back. It's part of pro football. We're not going to have everything go our way the whole time. We're going to have some adversity, and how we handle it is how good we're going to be. We throw a pick 6, we come back the next drive and take 75 yards for a touchdown. I was impressed with that. That's good stuff. Our identity, we'll see. I like to be a physical football team on both sides of the ball, both fronts, and be able to run the ball and stop the run. So we're working towards that.
What did you see from your starting defense, just specifically that lengthy drive?
Yeah, the lengthy drive, 3rd down conversions was huge. 3rd and 17, AJ ran a great route. He kind of crossed face on Josh, and Andy made a great throw. That could happen from time to time, but we had a 3rd and 11, and I just put it together a good drive. Hats off to them. They got off to a better start and made the plays. So we just got to figure out a way to get in the passing lane or, get off the field somehow.
You did get your run game going today. What did you like about what you saw?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. We did a good job. A couple holding calls that I, don't like. You have 1st and 10. You feel like you're getting some momentum, and you get a couple holding calls that take you out of some drives. But for the most part, I think we were able to do a couple of different things. We tried some gap pulls and some gap runs. We did some outside zones, some inside zones, and for the most part, our guys executed well.
Unlike last week where pass pro was good and the run blocking wasn't, this week there was some trouble in pass pro. What was going on out there?
Early on, I think, we had Jordan Reed on a shallow cross, and he progressed and went to Jameson, and they had a 5-man line, 5-man pass rush for some games. Gino and, I think one of the rookies got a sack on Trent or something like that. I don't know. Good pass rush. They got a good pass rush over there. They really do. So we got to get the ball out a little bit quicker on some of those and protect a little bit better.
What were you thinking, Coach, about Cousins and the way he hustled down there and risked his body after the
He risked his body to go make a tackle?
Do you think he would? Did you think that? Because I think a lot of people are saying, what is he thinking?
It's a competitive sport, and to let a guy score a touchdown on our home field is unacceptable. So I'm happy he did that, but that's the right move. He should do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, Jake, what about the throw then? What about the pick 6 throw?
The throw?
Yeah.
That was a great play by Montez. They played man-to-man, and he worked the right side of the field. They jumped our arrow route, so he worked late, a little bit late to the flat, which, you don't want to work that late to the flat. That usually that ball has to come out quicker. But it was a great throw, great play by Montez. Hats off to him.
Jay, what did you make of Junior's day, finally out there after so long?
I don't know. I'm going to check it out. I saw a couple rushes that he had. Looked like he got some pressure. He said he was a little tight. But it was good to get him out there. And I'll watch a film. I didn't just watch him the whole time. We're going to check out his hamstring. We'll see how he's doing. But probably it is enough. We'll see. We'll see how he's feeling.
Coach, Andy Dalton's not your guy anymore, and you have bigger concerns on this side of the ball. But was that the Andy Dalton you remembered, and are you impressed with his progress?
I've always been impressed with Andy. He's been a pro since he stepped foot into the league. Part of the reason I'm staying here is because of Andy. So, a ton of respect for Andy. He's a great quarterback, and they have a good team over there.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
We'll bring Kirk in 50.
pick six, and then also to come back and go 75 yards on the very next drive. What went right in that drive, and how much did you guys need it?
Sure, I'll answer your first question. The interception was entirely my fault. Need to read the coverage more quickly and get to where I ended up throwing it much more quickly so that he can't, break on the ball and make the interception. He made a very good play, but I gave him the opportunity to do that by being a little late to get there. And then, it was a good response to put that drive together. We ran the ball so well. There's some really good play calls, and all those plays run together right now for me. So you probably know better than me how we got down there, but it was important to bounce back, certainly.
Kirk, on the interception, you decide to chase Vontaze down the sideline. Is there any point where you're going in your head, this is the preseason, maybe I shouldn't do this? And afterwards, what did your coaches say to you about that?
Didn't hear anything from the coaches specifically. It didn't cross my head. I feel like once we cross those lines, whether it's the preseason or regular season, you just play. And if you start to back off, that's probably where you're starting to risk an injury. At first, I thought maybe I should have given a better effort. I didn't want to extend my arm, so I just kind of threw a shoulder. But at first when I looked up at the Jumbotron, I felt like maybe I should have done a better job form tackling him, but I guess no one's complaining about it.
Obviously, the running game, I think, was about at the 1 yard average or something through the first two games. What does it do for you, for the first team offense, for the starters, when it can start breaking some long runs? I guess it was maybe the fourth series where that really started coming into play.
It makes a big difference because we handed one off at the seas just parted, and next thing you know, the ball's at midfield, and I didn't do anything. I just handed the ball off, and next thing you know, we're at midfield. So it takes a lot of pressure off of our passing game and off of me, and really good play design. Specifically on that play, you can see the seas just part, and the defensive end chases me when I don't have the ball, and it really opens up Rob. So, good job by Bill creating those plays to get those openings. And I just thought Rob and Samaje specifically ran really hard today. I thought they lowered their pads and did all they could, trying to fight for extra yards. And I really think that's why Rob Kelly is our starting running back. You saw it last year. He just kept fighting for extra yards. He has that spin move that he'll give. And, he finds a way when it's a 4-yard run to get 6. And he finds a way when it's a 1-yard loss to get a 2-yard gain. And I think that's the sign of a good back, not necessarily the home run hit, but just getting us a couple more yards when the play didn't really allow for it.
Terrell's had a couple of drops in the preseason. I know you guys have been working extra after practice. He catches a ton of balls in the jugs machine. What do you say to him to kind of keep him going, and what can you do as a quarterback to make sure the ball winds up in his hands and sticking there?
Yeah, I can think of 3 passes that we'd like to have completed, but all 3 of those, I think the throw doesn't give him as much of a chance as I'd like. The one in Baltimore was a little high. The one last week was certainly high and thrown way too fast. And then this one today, again, I let him a little too far. He's reaching out. And, there are times where he kind of wants the ball to stop him. He just wants to be a big target. And that's where we have to learn that and grow together. And going against different coverages and different teams really helps. And we've been seeing a lot of the same coverages day in and day out in training camp. And so some of these routes we're not working until we get to the preseason game because those routes are dead versus some of the coverages we're seeing in practice. And so this is really good work for us. It is a work in progress, and I think Terrell's just going to keep getting better and better as he gets more reps and more experience. But we don't have time. We've got to be ready to go week 1, and we know that. So I think there's a lot of potential there, and I'm excited for where we're going to go together this season.
Kirk, is the nature of the preseason itself, does that make sustaining any momentum even harder? Because in a regular season game, you can try to, get things going throughout. You're the starting quarterback, be out there every play. Here, you might get 6 series, and if you don't get it done, it's like you kind of walk away with a sour taste in your mouth. Whereas, it's just the nature of the preseason itself.
Yeah, the preseason can be challenging because in a regular game, if you don't start fast and then finish strong and win, everybody's happy. And if in the preseason, if you don't start fast and you're out, you didn't play well at all. Same can be true, the other way. If you do start fast and then don't finish strong in the regular season, you're not happy. So it takes 4 quarters, and that's what we've got to remember when it comes to week 1 is no matter what, it's a long football game. And as we saw today, it goes back and forth. There's turnovers on both sides. There's mistakes made. There's big plays made. And it's a long game. And as we know in the NFL, it does come down to the last 2 minutes most of these games. And so we've got to be there at the end and give ourselves a chance to win.
You got Jordan Reed back in there. Didn't look like he played a whole lot, but we could see the defense is reacting to him when he lines up out there.
Yep.
What does that mean to you as far as opening up everything on the field for you?
Yeah, I think today probably would have been smarter to work away from him at times because they are so aware of where he's lined up, and I think there is safety eyes on his position, so he's being doubled, if you will, from a distance, and we've got to be aware of that and take advantage of the other side of the field when that happens. Today I don't know that I did that as well as I could have, so good to have him back. I did feel the defense was aware of him today, and he is a presence, and he has a big effect on every game plan, and we got to continue getting him out there to work together and get ready for week 1.
Kirk, with that being said, week 1 right around the corner, how close or how far away is this team, this offense, from being ready and clicking for Philly?
I don't think we really know what kind of team we have until maybe October. I think it's always evolving. You're learning. But, I think we're going to have to be ready. We don't have a choice. So to say, are you going to be ready or not, I mean, the answer is yes. We got to be ready to go. And we'll get started right away. We're not going to focus on Tampa this week. After we watch the game film tomorrow, we'll start watching the Philly film and get ready. So, we've got 2 weeks or whatever it is, and we need to come away with a W, especially at home. A big opportunity for us.
Kind of following up on that, what is your schedule this week? Obviously, you have a regular game week to prepare for Philly. You don't care about Tampa. You're not going to play.
Right.
And you have your backups, obviously, that have to get ready for Tampa. But so for you personally, what's your week like this week?
Sure. So tomorrow we'll watch the film of this game, which will be important to have that conversation, and learn from all that we did today. And then, we'll have some time tomorrow because it won't take all day then to be able to start on Philly, watch some tape. And then Tuesday is going to feel like a normal Friday and a Sunday to Sunday work week. And, we'll have a good practice, and Coach will decide what the reps are as far as getting ready for Tampa versus getting ready for Philly. And we'll get our reps in. Then Wednesday we travel to Tampa. And so it's just, watching film on your own time and just continuing to try to communicate well with the guys around you so we're all on the same page and ready to go.
Kirk, with all your receiving options, I mean, obviously you've seen the pieces fit together separately. Do you have a greater picture in your mind when it's all together, like what this passing game is capable of? Or are you still trying to figure that out?
Yeah, I think the passing game, we do have high expectations for a lot of different reasons. But one, we do protect well. We have a very solid offensive line. That's where it starts. You got to have time to throw. We do feel we have several players, not just at the receiver position, but the tight end position and the running back position, who can help us in the pass game. And it's never going to be the same guy week in and week out. It's probably going to evolve each week who gets involved and who makes the biggest difference. But I think we have high expectations, and we got to be ready to go.
Thanks, Coach.
All righty, thank you.
That's it, Charlie. All right. Everyone's still good there?